So I've been getting a lot of messages from people who want to book a therapy session with me, but cannot afford it right now. And believe me, I understand. As a practicing professional, I absolutely understand. Therapy is an investment and it is expensive. And sometimes life makes it very hard. However, there are things you can do whilst you work your way towards getting therapy. So let us talk about those things. The first thing is therapy is not replaceable, right? I need to explain that no matter what we want to say in this video, therapy is not replaceable. Nothing, no app, no YouTube video, no book, no course, no Instagram influencer will give you the exact same experience as sitting with a trained licensed professional who is a therapist who is properly trained in this. We went to school for over a decade to become licensed professionals, and believe me, it is a treatment. Therapy is an actual scientific treatment, just like chemotherapy, right? For people who have cancer, or physiotherapy, or pharmacotherapy, psychotherapy is an actual scientific treatment. It's not just motivational speech. It's not just talking to somebody. No, it is a treatment. So whilst you save up for the therapy in itself, there are still things you can do to care for your mental health. So the first thing I would always say is that use evidence-based self-help tools, right? Research has shown us that structured self-help tools can actually help to reduce the symptoms of anxiety, depression, and even trauma. So there are specific things. Number one, journaling. And I don't mean just writing what you think down. No, I mean journaling with an actual plan, right? I don't know if you've heard of CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. It is a therapeutic technique. It's a type of therapy. You can go and research on it. There are very easy explanations for it. But journaling with a plan, for example, can use a technique of CBT where you can write down your thoughts and then you gently challenge those thoughts, right? If you write a thought, for example, oh, I am worthless, you can write another line beside it. What is the evidence against this thought that says you're worthless? And then what is a more balanced thought, that can help you? So that's generally with a plan. Another kind of technique is behavioral activation. And this is if you're feeling stuck or low, plan small, meaningful activities. Like, don't go overboard. Don't try to do something huge. It can be something small, like calling a friend or stepping outside your veranda and then stepping downstairs or outside of your gate into the street or cooking your own meal. Just little things actually go a long way in breaking the cycle of withdrawal and sadness. Then there are things like mindfulness practices where you ground yourself, right? Even using things like 5 minutes of slow breathing that can help to regulate your nervous system, taking a very cold shower, touching 5 things you can feel, 4 things you can hear, using your sense organ for grounding techniques. All of these things really help. Read up on them. Then another thing I would suggest that can help are AI tools, but using them with caution. I have to emphasize this. Use these tools with caution. I don't use AI tools myself, but I know some colleagues outside Nigeria have recommended things like Wobots or Wiser, that they have CBT techniques that can help process your thoughts. But the thing is, AI is not an actual therapist. I have to emphasize this over and again, please. Some of you that go and tell AI your life stories, AI is just a large language. Some of these things are just large language models. They cannot feel the deeper issues. They cannot feel empathy because they are artificial intelligence. They are not human. So anything they are telling you sometimes, telling you based on word prediction, not exactly for what you're going through. AI tools are not human, and sometimes or all the time they can miss the deeper issues. So use them as tools, not as a replacement for therapy. I know some of you will say, "Oh, ChatGPT has been my therapist." Believe me, you're hurting yourself more than you're helping yourself. And eventually, when all of this, climax, you would have to go to the hospital to see an actual professional. There are free and affordable services in Nigeria because I'm in Nigeria. Some NGOs offer free counseling sessions, a limited number, but you can still use them. For example, there's Mani, Mental Health Nigeria Initiative. They have crisis responders, even and counselors and listening services. I think another one is She Writes Woman, right? It provides mental health support and advocacy. Then STARE, Stand to End Rape, particularly for people who have experienced trauma or sexual violence. They can connect you to therapists. Then some certain government institutions like Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital Yaba, University of Lagos Teaching Hospital Luth, and others, their psychiatric wards usually have cheaper rates than private practice. I think, yeah, they usually have cheaper rates than private practices. Some religious institutions also partner with some clinicians, some doctors and NGOs to offer free therapy sessions. So please build a support system. Whilst you're trying to afford therapy, please, Biko, build a support system. Therapy is one-on-one, yeah, but healing also comes from a place of community. So you need safe people in your life, people who can listen to you without judgment, family you can lean on, or even support groups, whether online or offline, that can help you, because support group has been scientifically shown to reduce loneliness, strengthen resilience, and even help you with motivational support to seek therapy or even go on. And if you're in a crisis, like societal crisis or things, like I mentioned money, for example, you can call them. They have a crisis line. I think Nigerian Suicide Prevention Initiative, NSPI, also has some crisis line you can reach out to. But other little things you can do for yourself is to have a good sleep hygiene. It is so important to have a good sleep hygiene. Unless you have things like insomnia or your mental health condition is so severe that you cannot sleep and you need medication, then in that way, please seek a professional. Seek a professional. Go to a government institution. If you don't have money, go to a government institution. Seek a professional. But if you can sleep, cultivate a good sleep hygiene, exercise, move. Please move. I can't emphasize this enough. Stand up from your bed, leave your door, leave your house, take a 20 or 30 minutes walk, move. You can put your earpiece in your ear and listen to music as you walk. Just walk aimlessly. If I don't have it, just walk. Okay, move. Then eat well. Reduce alcohol intake. Please reduce substance intake. Please. Substance and alcohol would worsen your mental health conditions. I'm a neuropsychologist and I'm telling you this from facts. They would worsen your mental health. Stop them. um yeah, so all of these things, and it's real. Yes, it's real. So all of these things, they might sound basic, but they have been clinically and scientifically proven to reduce symptoms of anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues. Yeah. And finally, I would say plan for therapy. Yes, because sometimes many of us want therapy, but we don't plan for therapy the way we plan our rent, our food, our data, our vacation, or that kind of things. Yeah. Every week, set aside a certain amount of money that you want to put towards therapy. And then at the end of that month, gather all the money together and go and book a professional session. And over time, you'll see that you'll be able to actually afford at least one session. And then this will help you to realize that therapy is not impossible and it's something that you can build towards. See, it's not your fault therapy is out of reach. Healthcare globally is expensive. Even as a practicing professional, believe me, there are times I don't even understand why healthcare is expensive. When I give my rate cards, I'm even shocked sometimes, like, oh my God, why am I charging this amount? But by the time you do the cost analysis, healthcare is expensive, really expensive, but you deserve healthcare. Sadly, Nigeria does not have things like, I think, isn't Medicaid, they call it in the US, or things where you can just go to any government institution and you get, even if you don't have a job, there's some sort of social security insurance or whatever they call it, social support, social welfare, and those kind of, we don't have them functioning here, but you can work towards it. Yeah. My DMs are not your therapy session. I'm really sorry, but my DMs are not your therapy session. I cannot diagnose or treat you in my DM outside of a proper clinical consultation, because there's only so much we can do via DM. A clinical consultation is absolutely, utterly important. However, I can always point you to resources and available options. Okay. All of these things I've mentioned, they can help you to cope. But therapy is where you process trauma, where you unpack patterns, where you heal deeply. So even if you're using all of these steps, set a goal for yourself to get therapy when you can, right? Because at the end of the day, it is your health. Even if you cannot afford therapy right now, don't lose hope. Use these tools that I've given you, reach out for free services, build your community, but keep your eyes on the goal that is getting therapy. Therapy is worth it. And when you're ready for it, therapists will be here to help you. Okay?